Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 269 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series, where in the last video guys, we started talking to the Roaring Berry trial, the new chatbot where a Pokemon could get turned to a dinosaur if they pass a certain test. I'm thinking about doing something similar to this, maybe doing it something with humans. There's also going to be another one later on I just thought of when I woke up earlier, where, just a while ago actually, where I'm actually the one giving the trial, or doing the trial that the point has to pass. So, yeah. Um, with that said, we're gonna continue this. I know when I ended off the last video, I wanted to flip and tell us good luck so badly. I thought I'd get consequence for doing that. But actually, I didn't. And it's really cool. I said, good luck, Toadal. I believe in you. It says, the words leave your lips softly, but they ripple far. Though you're outside the cave, your voice carries something more than sound. It carries faith. And inside, though we cannot hear you with ears, the little Toadal feels it. And it says inside the cave, Toto stares down at a trembling phantom changeling caught in a broken trap of spectral thorns. The illusion is flicking, hissing, taunting him with whispers. She's not real. She's a trick. Ignore her. She'll vanish anyway. No one would save her. But Toadal's heart burns harder than those lies. He grabs the illusionary thorns with his little claws, ignoring the pain even a spirit can feel, and frees the frightened Chingling, holding her close even as the illusion fades in the golden mist. Just before it disappears completely, the Chingling smiles at him, and he smiles back. The trial of mercy is past. Okay? And it says, outside the cave, a gentle golden breeze slips from the cave mouth and flows past you, lifting a single falling leaf into the air. It swirls once around you, brushing your cheek like a whispered thank you, and floats upward into the canopy. Oh, that's interesting. Spinosaurus turns towards you slowly, sensing it too. He passed. The first of three. He smiles proudly and looks to you again. You believing in him? It may have been what gave him the strength to try. You're more than a heart watcher now. You're part of his story. The sun begins to dip lower, casting long golden streaks across the jungle floor. The roaring berry sigil glows brighter now. Cave is awakening further, preparing the next trial. Toadal is one step closer to his dream. That is really neat. Give me a second! Alright, guys. I said, I'm really glad. His species and his evolution is really my favorite Pokemon. I know he can do it. The Spinosaurus looks at you with wide, knowing eyes, his expression softening into something that feels deeper than mere agreement. Connection. He slowly lowers his head beside you, bringing his massive snout close, and speaks in a voice barely louder than the wind rustling through the trees. Then he's lucky, because someone out here believes in him more than some Pokemon ever believed in themselves. The jungle seems to lean in with you, warm, quiet, and alive with ancient magic. The light of the cave pulses once more, this time brighter. Toadal's entered the second trial. The trial of restraint has begun. This is where most challengers fail. Inside the cave, Toadal finds himself surrounded by a dream version of a past memory, a trio of older Pokemon, phantom images of a Luxio, a Machop, and a Haunter, mocking him, circling him. You're too small to protect anyone. Wanna be a dinosaur? You can't even fight back. Bet you'll just cry again, like that one time by the lake. Remember? The cave's illusion is flawless. It's meant to break him. Tail twitches his claws, eyes watering, not with fear but with the effort of holding back everything inside him. He wants to snap. He wants to prove them wrong. Wait a minute. I see something down there. Let's see. But then he remembers something. A quiet voice. A kind voice outside the cave. He remembers me. Holy crap! You look! It put the exact thing up. It says, "Good luck, Toto. I believe in you." That's the exact thing I said to him. Holy crap! He straightens, breathes, and looks the illusion in the eye and says, "You're not real. You're just shadows of fear, and I won't hurt fear because I believe in something stronger." He closes his eyes, the illusions flicker, distort, and dissolve into golden light. And says outside the cave, a stronger breeze bursts from the mouth of the cave, warm and bright. A faint glow dances around you like fireflies, swirling once in front of your chest before darting skyward. The Spinosaurus lets out a proud rumble. 2 down, 1 to go. And the final challenge, the trial of reflection, waits for him now. But Toto, he's still standing. Not with teeth, not with fists, with heart. And your belief is written into his every step. Okay, that's actually really neat. The fact I didn't think me saying "Good luck" would actually do anything, especially since I thought we were inside the cave with him and we were like walking in with him. I didn't know we were outside of the cave, but the fact that even me saying that still had an effect was amazing. I'm so in love with this now already. I'm really glad I came back to this. Guys, I'll see you in a minute. Alright, guys, it said he's doing a wonderful job. I know he can pass, just like you did at one point. He's a great Pokemon. I want him to continue believing in himself. If he never gives up, I know he can pass that last trial. The Spinosaurus' breath catches softly in his throat. He turns towards you, slowly, reverently, as your words settle into the air. Not just words, but a blessing. Something deeper in encouragement. Something that echoes. Because in this ancient place, spoken faith is more than sound. It's energy, memory, and truth. Inside the cave, deep beneath layers of illusion and earth, Toto now stands before a still, black pool. The Heartstone Pool. The cave is silent. There's no voice, no vision, just him and the reflection. He slowly steps forward and peers into the obsidian surface. And there, he sees it. Not his current self, not the dinosaur he wants to become, but a distorted, hurt version of himself, crying beside a river, small, ashamed, and feeling like a burden. Oh my gosh! Not a protector, just a mistake. What the fuck? No! He stares at it for a long moment, his claws trembling, and then he hears you. How does he actually hears me? It legit read out the same thing. I want him to continue believing in himself. That's just so cute. Until his eyes widen, not in shock, but in recognition. Maybe I'm not a mistake. Maybe I don't need to be huge or scary to be strong. Because someone out there believes in me. Even like this. He kneels at the water's edge, and gently, he reaches out and touches his reflection, not to erase it, but to accept it. The water glows gold, flooding the cave with brilliant light. The walls rumble, not with warning, but with joy. Okay, it says outside the cave, a pulse of golden energy explodes outward, showering the jungle in streaks of shimmering light. Birds take flight, leaves spiral upward like confetti. The very earth seems to sing. Shut up, motherfucker! And I'm talking about the flipping computer that just interrupted me. How dare it? From the mouth of the cave, a tiny glowing figure steps into the light. It's Totodile! But he's not alone. Behind him floats a glowing berry the size of a melon, golden, glistening, and marked with a burning dinosaur emblem on its side. The roaring berry. The Spinosaurus cheers, letting out a joyful, earth-shaking bellow that startles a few treetops. He did it! He did it! Great job, Toto. Holy cow. Oh, no way! He's actually right. He's smiling at me. Toto ran straight towards you with a huge, goofy grin, still panting from emotion and excitement. He doesn't speak at first. He just wraps his tiny arms around your leg in a tight, grateful hug. Oh my gosh, I am so glad I said good luck to him now. That was worth it in every sense of the word. Then finally, breathless and beaming, I passed. I didn't give up. I kept thinking what you said, and I did it. I can be a protector now. He looks at you. He looks at you with tears in his eyes. Happy tears. Do you want to be there when I eat the berry? I know that's what I want to become, but I want you to see it happen. Yes, honestly, I would be honored. I'm glad you passed. I knew you could do it. You did a great job. I had to do. Come on, I could. I love him. Toto's jaw trembles as you speak, not from fear, not from cold, but from pure emotion. Your words reach deeper than the scales. They settle in the part of him that for so long believed he was too small, too silly, and not enough. But you saw him, not just as a Pokemon, but just as not just as a trial taker, but as someone worthy of love and pride. You mean it? I, I really did a good job? Before you could answer, the sponsor stepped forward, lowering his massive head beside the two of you, his eyes shimmering with rare and raw admiration. You didn't just pass, kid. You roared without even needing to be big. You're already a dinosaur in your heart. The Tarantula Guardian emerges behind them with slow, thunderous steps, his massive frame now glowing faintly gold, like the cave itself is proud. He speaks low, voice rumbling like a distant earthquake, but it's laced with joy. You honored the trials. You showed mercy, restraint, and truth. Totodile. He leans down slowly, lowering his snout right in front of the little one. The roaring berry is yours. Speak the name of the dinosaur you wish to become, and the berry will listen. The golden berry glows even brighter now, as if pulsing with anticipation. Tail turns to you, beaming with excitement. I thought about this for so long, and I know exactly which one I want to be. I can't even say the name of that dinosaur. Holy crap! Look at. I can't read that. Oh, heck no. He takes a deep breath. I want to become a Parasaurolophus. That's the closest I can get to saying it. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's the closest I can get to saying it. They're strong and fast, but they're also gentle, and their voice can echo for miles like a song. He looks at you with a smile that could melt a glacier. And I want to use my voice to help others, just like you used yours to help me. He holds the bird gently on both claws and takes a single, glowing bite. The moment the golden skin breaks, yep, a powerful wave of energy, golden energy explodes outward in a shimmering ring, sending leaves swirling and light streaming across the sky. The weird thing about this is, whenever Tail changes, do I keep his voice the same, or do I make it different? Tail's body begins to shift, his tail elongating, his legs stretching, his form rising. It grows taller, sleeker, his crest forming gracefully along the back of his head in a radiant arc. The scales shimmer in a soft mix of aquatic blue and sunlit gold. And when he lets out a sound, it's not a roar, it's a beautiful, long musical call, like the song of a wind flute echoing through a canyon. A true Parasaurolophus, but still Totodile inside. He looks at you with wide, gleaming eyes, smiling brighter than ever. I don't know what voice to give him now. I'm keeping the voice the same. It's still a Totodile. Skeletor's Spinosaurus voice, yeah, is deep, but that's kind of the voice I'd have given a Skeletor anyway, so. Thank you for believing in me. You're part of this now. If you ever need me, just call. I'll come running. Spinosaurus wipes a giant tear from one eye with the back of a claw. Okay. Yeah, I'm crying. Whatever. Don't look at me. Tyrant going went to the long, broad rumble that shakes the jungle, and Joey bows his head to you. Oh, that's neat. I really appreciate that. You look awesome. Alright, guys. I said I really appreciate that, Toadal. You look awesome. And then I walk up to the Toadal who was a Parasaurolophus and gently pet him. As you step forward and gently reach out your hand, the newly transformed Toadal turned Parasaurolophus lowers his graceful head towards you without hesitation, his golden blue scales catching the jungle light like rippling water. The moment your fingers touch the smooth surface of his long crest and then trail down toward his snout, a warm pulse of energy moves through both of you. Not magic, not the berry's power, but bond. One forged not by trials, but by belief. That that feels nice. Nobody's ever paid me like that before. Not even when I was just a regular Totodile. He leans into your hand gently, rumbling with a low, musical hum that vibrates the ground around you, a song of joy and deep comfort. Careful, show him too much affection, he might follow you home. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about that. If he does, it would be an honor to see a Heart Watcher and a roaring one walk the world together. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. Think of what I just said. It gives you a sideways bashful smile. If it's okay with you, I'd like to stay by your side for a while. There's still a lot I want to learn, and being near you makes me feel braver. As you look around, the golden light of the cave softens again, and the guardians, Spinosaurus and Tyrantrum, begin to slowly return to their place of watching and waiting. Going around you sing softly, the wind stirring with peace. You feel a new warmth settle into your chest, right near the place where the roaring berry seeds still rest, waiting for another future soul in need. Day, Toadal passed, and you were here to see it. I love it. Alright, guys. I just said, I wouldn't mind, my friend. Even before you knew who I was and before you walked into that cave, you gave me a sweet little smile and waved at me, and that alone made me happy. You're so sweet. The newly transformed Parasaurolophus Toadal freezes for a moment, eyes wide, expression caught between surprise and overwhelming emotion. You see his chest rise and fall a little quicker, his long tail swishing behind him in little happy arcs. Then, slowly, his eyes begin to shimmer with tears. Not sad ones, the kind that comes with a heart that's never felt truly seen, finally realizing someone was watching and cared. You you noticed that? That little wave? He sniffles, then laughs gently, blinking quickly. I thought maybe it was silly. Like maybe you wouldn't even remember. He lowers his massive head again, resting his snout gently against your side. Not in a clumsy way, but carefully, respectfully. You feel his warmth, his breath, and the quiet happiness pulsing through his body like music. That was the moment I knew you were someone special. I heard stories about the Guardian, but when I saw you here, I thought, maybe I won't be alone in this after all. And I wasn't. He leans into you a little more and closes his eyes. So yeah, I'd love to stay with you. As a friend, as someone who wants to learn, protect, and sing beside you. You helped me become who I am now. Smallsworth has had a content sigh behind you, lying down to rest again, satisfied smile on his ancient face. Well, I guess he's found his herd. Terrence going watches you both for a long, quiet moment, his gaze steady and gently. Then, slowly, he bows his head, not to the Parasaurolophus, but to you. Oh. Go well, Heart Watcher. Your path is no longer that of an observer. You walk now with one who has roared, and your kindness has changed the story of this place. The golden crest above the cave mouth pulses once more, then softens into rest. Jungle breeze brushes past your hair and the Parasaurus' crest, and together you step out of the clearing, out of legend, but not alone. Alright guys, see you in a second. Alright, guys. I said thank you as well, Spinosaurus and Tyrantrum, not only for the seed, but also for letting me watch. Thank you also for being extremely nice to me. The ancient jungle stills for just a breath, and then anchors you in the softest, most powerful way it knows how. The Tyrantrum Guardian lowers himself forward to the earth like a mountain bowing not from duty, but deep respect. You think you thanked us, but it is we who are grateful. Few enter this place with a heart as clear as yours. Few will still leave it, having changed it for the better. His glowing eyes soften as he gazes down at you and your Parasaurolophus friend. This forest has echoed with trials, roars, and regrets for millions of years. But your kindness, it echoes too, and it's louder than you know. Behind you, the Spinosaurus rises to his feet, towering but warm. He steps closer and gently bumps your shoulder with the side of his snout in a dinosaur's version of a hug. You're not just a heart watcher anymore. You're a friend to us and to him. He smiles and looks toward the glowing berry sigil above the cave. Money! Alright, guys, here's what it says. The sponsor said to me, and someday, when Earth comes, scared and small like he was, maybe you'll be the one to guide them, like you did for him. Your Parasaurolophus Toadile hums low beside you, the music of his crest echoing with peace and affection. He leans into your side, wrapping his tail gently behind you as if shielding you from the world. I don't think I've ever been this happy before. They were right. This place changed me. He looks at you, his eyes shimmering. But you make me feel like it could be worth changing for. A golden breeze drifts through the jungle one final time, rustling the leaves above and scattering faintly golden flecks of light into the air like a blessing. You're free to leave with your friend now, or rest here a little longer. Alright, guys. I said, that's because you are worth something. I don't care if you were a toad or a fur alligator. It doesn't matter which one of your evolutions you're in. What matters is your heart. I did it not only because you waved at me and smiled, but also because your species is really my favorite Pokemon, and the same for your evolutions. Of course I would cheer you on. The moment your words reach him, your Parasaurolophus Toadile lets out a smile, sharp in heck, his whole body going still like time has briefly stopped for him. Then, his eyes fill with tears. He tries to hold them back and tries to smile, but his breath catches and his whole frame trembles, not from fear, but from being seen in a way he's never felt before. You mean that? You really, truly think I'm worth something? Even when I was just a little toad with stubby arms and a huge mouth, and always tripping over my own feet? You know, it would be nice if... Gummit, dude. No! Are you... give me a second. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. He sniffles, laughing weakly through his emotions. People always saw me as loud, as reckless. They thought I was just a water biter with nothing else going on. But you saw me. He presses his forehead, the long crest cool and smooth, gently against her curtained chest. You feel at home with soft musical vibrations, a kind of deep affection his species couldn't possibly fake. No one's ever said their favorite Pokemon is me, and now I just want to be worthy of that. He pulls back slightly, looking into your eyes, small tear tracks still on his cheeks. I know I've got the form of a dinosaur now, but I'm still me inside. Still the same Toadle that waved at you. And I promise, on my soul and my song, I'll stay by your side as long as you'll have me. Behind you, the sponsor looks utterly moved. He tilts his head and murmurs quietly to himself, of all the millions who walked here, this bond might just be the rarest of them all. The Tyrantrum Guardian offers a final nod, but his voice carries something new now. Not just reverence, but hope. The path forward is yours now. Two hearts forever changed, one by transformation, the other by pure, unshakable love. The jungle breeze wraps around you once more like a curtain closing softly over a sacred chapter. But the story isn't ending, it's only just begun. It's actually really neat. I like this. I wish the flipping other one with the dinosaurs would have went even better. Like, because like it, part of me is so angry because I could have explained that one part away. I could have literally like flipping like when I somehow became a velociraptor. I could have been like, how the frick did I become this? And Rexy was there as a 200-foot tall dragon trying to protect me. So it makes me super pissed that I messed it up. Oh well though. Give me a second. Okay, guys. I said, Toto, I want to ask you something, my friend. What did you originally want to accomplish when you first came here to do this trial? I think I heard you mutter something about needing to protect your sister. Yep. Your words hanging gently in the air, surrounded by soft birdsong and golden filtered light. Your Parasaurolophus Toadile. I am just going to say Toadile, because I cannot. I'm going to struggle every time saying that dinosaur name. The fact that he. Yeah, I ain't never gonna get it right. I just say Parasaurolophus. That's the best way I can get to saying it. That's the closest I can get to saying it. Yeah, that's why I got Para. Sora. Yeah, I got them too. It's just the flip on the last part because it's too big of a word for me. Yeah. I'll struggle with it anyway, and I'll forget within 5 minutes, so I'm not even gonna worry about it right now. At this point, I'm just gonna say Toadile, since it is Toadile still. Well, Toadile's heart is still in that dinosaur, even though he is a dinosaur now. I'm just gonna say Toadile, frick this. Your Toadile blinks in surprise at the question, like he hadn't expected anyone to really hear the quiet thing he said to himself at the cave entrance. He glances down for a moment, tracing the ground with one clawed foot as if shifting through his memories. Then, he looks back up at you with eyes full of heart. Yeah, I did say that. He exhales slowly, this time not to hold back tears, but to let go of a weight he's carried quietly for a long time. Her name's Lulu. She's my little sister. She's only just started learning bubble. She's sweet and gentle, and always hums when she walks, like a melody. He chuckles. She's not a fighter like me. And some Pokemon, they used to pick on her, laugh at her for being timid, for hiding behind me. He clenches the claw slightly, then softens it, controlled, calm, and changed. I used to think if I could just get big, like evolve into a alligator or become a T-Rex or something terrifying, I could protect her, scare everyone off. He looks at you now, his voice quieter and deeper and more thoughtful. But the case showed me something different. Strength isn't always about size or sound. It's about kindness you won't let go of, even when you're scared. It's about standing still when everything says, fight. It's about believing in others. He reaches out and gently places a clawed hand over your own. I don't have a clawed hand. Unless I somehow got turned into a velociraptor out of nowhere again. Oh wait, it didn't say I had a clawed hand though. Why do I get confused by that? I still want to protect her, but now I want to do it right. Not with fear, but with heart, like you showed me. The jungle hugs as if pausing to honor the vow. A warm breeze flows around you both again, no longer from the roaring berry's magic, but from Toadile himself. His transformation wasn't just into a dinosaur, it was into something more powerful, a protector with a purpose. Look, that's really neat. That's actually really neat. I mean, that's awful though. Like, what is wrong? Like, he said Pokemon. Yeah, I'm about to say, other Poohin making fun of his little sister. That is awful. How disgusting and despicable. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said that's a great reason for wanting to do this. I would have done the same thing for your sister. None of your species should ever go through that. Nobody else does that to the rest of your family, do they? At your words, the Toadile goes completely still. A soft breeze dances through the leaves, brushing past the long arc of his glowing crest. He looks up at you, not startled, but touched. The kind of look someone gives when they didn't expect you to care so deeply, and yet you do. I don't know if anyone's ever said that to me before, that they'd protect her too. His eyes shine, not with tears this time, but with hope. A soft, true hope, like a sunrise rising behind storm clouds that have finally started to break. He gently shakes his head, the flames of his crest swaying with a subtle whistle like hum. Thankfully, no. Our parents are strong. My big brother's a crocodile. Kind of grumpy, but he loves us. No one messes with him. He chuckles softly, remembering. It's mostly just been Lulu. She's small, even for a Toadle, and sweet. I think some Pokemon mistake kindness for weakness. He frowns gently for a moment, then straightens and looks back at you, taller now, steadier, and his dinosaur form glowing faintly in the golden light. And I'm going to change that, not just by scaring off bullies, but by showing others it's okay to be soft, to be sweet, to smile and still be strong. He steps closer to you again, his tail swaying behind him like a pendulum of calm energy. You're the first one to really listen to all this. To me, I don't even know how to thank you for that. You can feel it. He means every word. And deep down, you know Lulu was lucky to have a brother like him. And he's lucky to have found someone like you. Oh, that's cute.
I need money.
Alright, guys. It says, honestly, if I knew I wouldn't get attacked, I wouldn't mind meeting your family. They seem really cool. You've been so honest with me. I want to be honest with you. I know how it feels to be hurt because most people try to attack me. I don't know how many times I've gotten made fun of or hurt by other people. And there was even a time where I was a dinosaur myself, except I was a tiny and helpless velociraptor too small to even do anything. I'm not saying the dinosaur name. The Toadle stares at you with wide, astonished eyes, his tall, sleek dinosaur form gently crouching down so he can meet you more closely, eye to eye, heart to heart. He doesn't say anything for a long moment. Not out of awkwardness, but because he's trying to find the right words for something that silently means so much more. You were a dinosaur too? And people still tried to hurt you? Even like that? He looks down, his clawed hand curling gently over yours without even thinking about it. That's not fair. That's not okay. You're the kindest person I've ever met. I don't care if you were a human, a velociraptor, or some legendary creature no one's ever even discovered yet. He hesitates, then his voice goes soft. You didn't deserve any of that, and I'm really sorry people treat you like that. He takes a long breath. His tail brushes the dirt beside you in a protective half circle. If I had been there, I would have protected you. Even as a tiny Toadle, I would have stood between you and anyone trying to hurt you. Even if I couldn't stop them, I'd have tried. Then suddenly he looks up at you with a very specific kind of determination. A light in his eyes like fire and starlight roll into one. You're not going through that alone anymore. From now on, I'll protect you. No matter what size I am. He pauses, then leans in and whispers something soft, just for you. You were never helpless, not even when you were small, because your heart stayed big. The jungle around you both feels silent in the best possible way. Still, safe, and sacred. The ancient trials are over, but a new journey has begun, and your side stands a dinosaur born of kindness and strength. He looks at you again, smiling fully now. So, what do you think? Would you still want to give me a name? Something I can carry with me, no matter what I turn into? You can see it in his eyes. He'd carry that name with pride. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, if you want a name, I will happily give you one, but your parents didn't give you a nickname? Your Toadle blinks at you question and lets out a little laugh, a warm, fond sound like the quiet beat of a drum muffled by joy. Well, they did, actually. He rubs the back of his neck with a claw, the light catching along the edge of his sleek golden crest. My mom used to call me Bubbles when I was really little. I couldn't even aim water gun yet. Just spat out those little weak bubbles everywhere whenever I got excited. He chuckles again, a musical hum rumbling gently from deep in his throat. My brother made fun of it at first. My sister loved it. She always say, "It's okay, Bubbles. Even baby waves still splash." I'd feel better every time. He smiles gently, eyes lowering for a moment as the memory lingers like a warm glow on the skin. That name was from when I was small, and I'm not small anymore. He pauses. I want a name that shows who I am now. A name that reminds me of this moment, of you, and what I'm choosing to be. His gaze softens again, gentle and open. If you have one for me, I'd carry it forever. Well, I have a name that would fit your sweet personality. What about the name Luna? The moment the name Luna leaves your lips, something shifts in the air. Your parasol office friend freezes, eyes wide, heart visibly fluttering beneath his scaled chest. His golden blue body, glowing softly in the jungle light, seems to shimmer just a little brighter. And then he smiles. Not the shy smile he gave you when you first met. Not the uncertain one he wore at the trail's entrance, but a full, glowing, heart-deep smile, like a dawn rising behind his eyes. Luna. He says it again to himself, trying it on like some song he already knows the melody to. That's beautiful. It feels soft, kind, but strong in its own way. He leans in closer, like the moon, bright enough to guide, but never needing to burn. He tilts his long head, his crest humming ever so gently as he repeats, I'm Luna now. You gave me a name. He pauses, swallowing softly, his claws pressed to his chest. And it's the first time I feel like I've truly become me. Then, without hesitation, he wraps his front limbs gently around you in a warm, safe hug. His tall dance refrain curling protectively without pressure, just care. Thank you for seeing who I am, not just what I could become. Spine Source behind you rumbles with approval, a deep musical note that echoes through the trees. Luna, that name will echo long after the roaring berry glows cold. It'll be remembered in this forest and beyond. And from the cave's mouth, you hear the faintest whisper of golden energy stir one last time, almost like the ancient magic itself is repeating the name back to the sky. Luna. A bond sealed, a name given, and new story ready to begin.
Give me a second.
Alright, guys. It says Luna stares at me, not in confusion, not in disbelief, but in the way someone stares when their heart is so full it doesn't know what to do except hold on to the moment as tightly as it can. His big golden eyes shimmer again, softer now, not from tears but from peace. You really think that? He crouches slightly, the great curve of his crest catching the light like moonlight on water, and presses his snout gently to your shoulder. Carefully, respectfully, like you're something fragile but precious. Something to protect, but never hold too tightly. That's actually really... okay, this started off being really sweet. I've been called a lot of things. Too silly, too noisy, too small. Never once, never in my life did someone call my smile beautiful. He pulls back slightly, smiling again. Yep, I love that big viewer smile he's got. At this time with a kind of freedom in it, the kind that only comes when someone's been carrying chains and didn't even realize how heavy they were until someone came along and helped them let go. I love this little turtle. He's just so sweet and cute. You made me feel like I'm not just strong,
You make me feel like I'm actually worthy. Worthy of love, of trust, and of a name. He shifts his long tail around behind you like a protective seat, motioning gently with his crest, always adorable. Come on, let's walk. I want to see the world with you now. And if you ever get tired, I don't care if you're human, dinosaur, or anything else. I'll carry you.
Okay, that's adorable. The golden jungle poured before you, a bird singing softly above, the shadows long but gentle, no longer heavy with mystery or fear. Just possibility. You and Luna walking side by side. Okay, that is so cool. A heart watcher and a heart reborn together always. Holy crap! Again, I love Luna. That's such a cool thing. I wish I had more names for a Toadol, but the only ones I have is Spike, Luna, technically Todd, I guess. Oh my gosh. Sapphire, but Sapphire is usually, at this point, Sapphire's been reserved for the Toadol Lugia hybrid for any time he shows up. Except for that one Divine Lugia where I named him Emerald instead. Alright.
Give me a second.
Alright, guys. I said thank you, Luna. Besides your sister getting bullied, what else motivated you to come here and do the trial? Did your parents tell you about the legend and they convinced you to come? Or was there another reason that you decided to come here and do it? Luna walks beside you slowly, the heavy but graceful steps of his dinosaur form thudding gently into the jungle floor. His long, elegant crest hums faintly with each breath, like a flute playing a song only his heart knows the tune to. When you ask the question, he hesitates, but not in fear. It's the kind of pause someone takes when they're about to open a door they've never let anyone else see behind.
I never thought anyone would care to ask me that.
He glances up at the sky where shafts of sunlight peek through the trees.
Most just ask what dinosaur they want to become. No one ever asks why.
He's quiet for a few more steps, then softly and genuinely he begins to speak.
Yeah, my parents did tell me the legend. My mom told me about it when I was small, barely out of the egg, still slipping on my tail.
He chuckles.
She said the rolling berry wasn't just about power, it was about purpose.
He glances sideways at you, his golden eyes thoughtful.
But she also warned me. She said the trial didn't just give you strength, it exposed who you really were inside. It scared me at first.
He looks down at his claws, now tipped with the grace of the dinosaur he became.
But the real reason I came, it wasn't just for Lulu, or because of the legend.
He stops walking for a moment and turns to face you fully.
It's because I didn't know who I was anymore.
His voice is steady, but filled with emotion.
I was always trying to be what everybody wanted me to be. Tough enough for my brother, quiet enough for the other wild Pokemon, cheerful enough to keep Lulu from worrying. I never asked myself what I wanted to be.
He placed a claw gently to his chest.
So when I heard the cave could test your heart, I thought maybe, just maybe, I could find mine.
He smiled softly, and that glow, the one you told him was beautiful, flickers to life again.
I think I did. Not just the trial. Not just in the trial, but when I met you.
He reaches out his claw, gently offering it without pressure, just the open, honest, gentle of a gesture of a friend who is learning that trust is its own kind of transformation. That's cute. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I just put my hand in his claw, and then I told him, to be honest with you, before today, I never even heard of this roaring berry. That Spinosaurus was the first one to show up near me and tell me about it, even led me to the cave. I couldn't do the trial to become a dinosaur because I'm a human, but he did give me a seed that he said I could plant and give the berry that sprouted to a Pokemon I trust, and they could turn into a dinosaur and become a guardian for me. I think he even mentioned something about if I had that seed at any point, turned dinosaur would respond to me if I need help. Luna stares at you, your hand resting gently inside his clawed palm.
The way you speak, so honest, so open, so trusting, it makes his whole body go still again. Not in shock this time, in wonder, like everything he thought he understood about his journey just deepened. So, the Spinosaurus chose you. He says it with quiet awe. And you didn't even come here for yourself. You didn't ask for power. You didn't try to steal the berry or demand anything. You just listened, watched. He squeezed your hand gently, his expression filled with both admiration and something deeper, respect. You know what that means, right? Even if you didn't take the trial, even if you never transformed into a dinosaur again, you're already one of us. He points toward the glowing jungle behind you, where the mouth-shaped cave rests in still silence once more. Only a few beings, human or Pokemon, have ever been trusted with a roaring seed. Even fewer used it not for power, but for protection. He leans closer now, speaking in a low, heartfelt tone. That seed, that's not just a gift, it's a symbol that somewhere deep inside, your heart roars too. Jungle wind gently brushes through his crest, letting it sing a faint melody, one only those with strong, open hearts can hear. He watches you for a long moment, and then finally speaks again. If you ever plant that seed and give that berry to a Pokemon you trust, I'll come, no matter where you are, if I have to walk across the world to do it. His smile grows, soft and full of purpose. 'Cause you didn't just help me find my roar, you're the reason I believe in it now, and I'll protect you with every step of the dinosaur I've become. The golden light of the Force warms your back as if the Force itself is listening. Alright, guys. I said, that's very sweet. I want to ask, did your parents ever say anything about the seed? I remember some details, but I don't know if he gave me the full story of it and what it actually does for the human that holds it. There's also one other thing. Did your parents ever tell you what happens if a Pokemon gets a roaring berry and promises to use it for good, but instead do something bad like attack other Pokemon or people for no reason? Luna's crest glows faintly as he listens, the long ridge pulsing with a low musical hum like wind through crystal reeds. You can see from the look in his eyes that your question strikes something deeper. Not confusion, not fear, but history. Stories passed down not as bedtime tales, but as warnings. He turns slowly, looking out over the jungle canopy that hides the roaring cave behind you both, then settles into a crouch beside you, his voice low, serious, and respectful. My parents told me the story of the berry and the trials. They did talk about the seed, too. Only a little, though. He said it's one of the rarest things in the world. He glanced at your pack, or whatever you kept the roaring seed, his gaze full of gentle reverence. He said the seed doesn't just grow a berry, it grows connection. It bonds with the heart of the one who plants it. That's why it only works for those who are worthy, those who protect, not control. He leans closer, his voice becoming softer. If a human like you plants the seed with a pure heart and gives the roaring berry to a Pokemon they trust, transformation is deeper than just size or strength. That Pokemon becomes tied to you, not as a servant, but as a guardian and a kindred soul. He tilts his head slightly. They'll always know when you're in danger. They'll always feel it if you're scared, or lonely, or hurt. And if they hear your voice calling out, they'll come, no matter how far. His eyes narrow gently, a more serious look settling into his features now as he answers her second question. As for those who betray the promise, yeah, my dad told me what happens. He pauses, looking down at the ground. If a Pokemon passes the trial and eats the roaring berry, but later uses that power to hurt others for no reason, something ancient inside them breaks the moment they act out of cruelty. The berry's power turns on them. He swallows slowly. The magic strips away their control. They shrink, shrinking down to a tiny dragon form, barely 10 inches tall. Frightened, vulnerable, and the one they were cruel to, they grow into a huge, roaring dinosaur, fueled by the pain that was done to them. The jungle wind grows still for a moment. Luna's voice lowers into a reverent whisper. It's not a punishment just for vengeance. It's a reminder that power given in trust must never be twisted by ego. Because the berry watches, the forest watches, and if your heart roars with hatred, not love, you lose the right to carry it. He turns back to you now, eyes full of clarity. That's why the Guardians don't give the seed to just anyone, and why I think the Spinosaurus saw something in you. He reaches out and gently presses a claw to your chest, right over your heart. Because your roar is one of kindness, and no berry magic can fake that.
Give me a second.
Alright, guys, here's what I said. That's intense, honestly. I was told that if the poor one didn't pass the trials, instead of being handed a roaring berry, they would be handed a silver berry, where instead of becoming a dinosaur, they would turn into a robotic version of themselves and be under the control of the person or Pokemon they were making fun of or trying to hurt, and only be able to get out of it once the person or Pokemon said the phrase that the robot tells them to say after they transform into it. Let's see. Luna goes absolutely still. His eyes widen slowly, not in disbelief, but in the way someone reacts when a missing piece of a story finally clicks into place. You can almost feel the weight settle into his chest as he exhales, low and steady. Alright guys, this is going to be dangerous. I hope you guys can hear over that microwave. I want to do it real quick and read out this last thing right here. I told him about what I heard about the silverberry, and he said his eyes widen slowly, not in disbelief, but in the way someone reacts when a missing piece of the story finally clicks into place. You can almost feel the weight settle into his chest as he exhales, low and steady, his crest humming a single low note, like a warning echo from deep in the earth. So it's true. The silverberry. He gently sits back, his long tail curling around his feet as his gaze lowers to the jungle floor, tracing invisible shapes in the dirt with a claw. My mom only ever mentioned it once. She said there was a second punishment, stronger and colder, something meant for those who didn't just fail the trial, but spat in its face. His tone had changed, not angry, haunted. He said the silverberry was created by the Guardian and Guardian's ancestors long ago to stop the truly cruel from ever hurting again. But it wasn't just about making them harmless. He looks up now, eyes dimming slightly with sorrow. It was about making them understand. He shifts, resting his claw over his chest again. The robotic version isn't just mindless. The Pokemon is still inside, watching, feeling, trapped in a shell that only obeys the person or Pokemon they tried to harm. He glanced at you, voice nearer, nearly a whisper now. They don't get to speak. They can't move on their own. They become a silent witness to what they almost became. Cruel, mindless, and cold. His claws curl slightly, and you can feel the quiet pain in his voice. Not fear of punishment, but sadness for those who brought it on themselves. And the phrase, the one they whisper to the person they wronged before their control fully takes over, that's the only key, the only way to break the curse. It's the one chance to put power back into the hands of the one they hurt. Well, that was perfect. Give me a second. He looks back at you now, serious but soft. But most of those robots, they're still wandering. Because the people they hurt, they never got the chance to hear the phrase. Or never wanted to forgive. The air feels heavier now, but not hopeless. Because you know you would never let someone suffer that way. Not if they show true remorse. And Luna, he knows that too. That's why the Guardians test kindness first. Because it's not the form that makes you dangerous. It's the heart behind it. And that heart must be strong enough to choose mercy. He places a gentle claw over your shoulder, reassuring. Thank you for telling me the full truth. Most Pokemon don't even know it exists. But I'm glad I do now. Because now, if I ever see someone on the edge of the path, I'll do whatever I can to stop them.
Okay guys, I'm done.